Subtitle: Today, we teach her to trim bushes amidst laughter. At home, she tells Bryce she's slightly disappointed about the egg incident. Bryce had to apologize to Julie, easing his guilt a bit. He thought he could relax, but then came the evening round. Bryce's dad began critiquing July's family, and even his grandpa jumped in on the close relationship comment. Just curious, how can your dad get cozy with a total stranger when he's not exactly a ball player? Listening to Grandpa analyze July's family situation with his grandson, what a thrill ride. July's dad has a brother who's a little unique, to say the least. So what? Isn't he a gardener? She couldn't care less about their troubles. Hearing about July's dad sacrificing for his brother is mind-blowing, yet their family is still a mess. No matter how messy their family is, it doesn't relate to any poor condition. When July's uncle was born, the dirty throat line looked like something from a bad comedy. What a terrible design. Like here, son. Really? Are you sure you want to go there? Mom's fury was unreal. Bryce just realized he was bound at birth too. Remembering all those jabs, he suddenly felt ridiculous, and Grandpa just stared at his disappointment. He dragged him out for fresh air, passing the innocent tree stumps, chatting about Julie. What a fantastic sight. She's a girl, and life certainly has its twists and turns. Some get interrupted, others suffer from educational overload, yet somehow you'll always find someone magical. Compared to you, it's nothing serious. Bryce starts rifling through reports about Julie again. Subtitle: Once unremarkable Julie, now her wild heartbeat has occupied all his thoughts. Her world is so different from Bryce's, and he yearns to get close to that unseen beauty. Chasing beauty, Julie finds herself thinking of Bryce all the time. She confides in friends, wondering if this is what they call a crush. Friends joke about July's yard and her brilliant uncle trying to snap her back to reality. Bryce not only didn't disagree, he awkwardly nodded along. Knowing too well how hurtful Dad's jabs are, yet feeling helpless, so angry. Angry inside, but too scared to speak up for Julie. What a dilemma. Julie happened to be there and heard everything. Now she got the whole greater than sum of its parts message. What surprised her was that after the egg incident, Bryce's family invited her over. Having been repeatedly injured, she truly didn't want to compromise this time around, and made up her mind to do what she believed was the right thing. At dinner, Julie slowly calmed down, observing the mix of familiar and unfamiliar faces at the table. It felt like they were just hollow shells, like Bryce's dad was. Concealed beneath a veneer of elitism, he spewed at those indifferent and haughty jokes. But when she heard July's brothers formed a band, their bright future was hard to ignore. His wife mentioned her former band, which has become the hot topic of conversation. She was an amazing rider, and he asked, "Are you still into that?" "No, I'm not that person anymore." Her tone deflated like a balloon so bland. Seeing her own inner decay, Julie suddenly felt it's all a big bore, definitely not worth it. She chose not to dwell in anger anymore. Even emotions like these mean you're still bothered. She went to Bryce to apologize, like a refreshing breeze sweeping away all the negativity. Back at school, the boy auction caught July's eye so intriguing. The joke was how the tall girl got to have lunch with a boy. Life is just too funny. When she saw Bryce's name on the list, Julie was like, no way. To clear her mind, she forced herself out without any cash. But then a neighbor shoved some change for eggs into her hand. At the auction, seeing Bryce was such an unexpected twist. The auction hammer went down, and in a moment of hesitation, Julie raised her hand, buying him with her change. Even with other girls fighting over him, Bryce just looked disappointed. At lunch, July's mind wandered far away, unable to hear the boys' chatter, her gaze glued to Bryce. Suddenly, Bryce walked up to her, and Julie pretended to be cool, but he didn't say a word. "What are you doing here, trying to kiss me?" It felt like a fantasy was about to unfold. "Kiss me? I've waited a lifetime for this. But not like this."